This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net, Danger Entertainment Network Podcasts.
East London podcasting. We're everlasting. We're never ever fasting. We eat food all day. You know we're casting like fishing rods. We're not sods. We're like gods. You wanna feel us coming through your speakers for real dust. Yeah. In your headphones you can hear the sound outside like... Oh shit. That was gonna be great. I was gonna say like Battlestone.
Oh, fucked up.
But I didn't. Danger Club podcast.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
I'm King of the Rats.
Vi.
I won't bore you with the details. This is off limits.
School touch. And we all run.
Let's not directly murder anyone, Em.
Are you okay?
Ow, no, not really.
Stepping out of the mound is a huge figure comprised entirely from junk.
It's a junk golem.
Check it out. Let's see if this works. Splish. Everyone, I was wrong.
I'm really hurt.
Love this monster.
I'm gonna go behind Em.
The adventure continues now.
Shout out to the very ill James, who is running on chocolate right now.
That's the breakfast of champions.
Get through today's episode.
Big up, James.
Breakfast at 5 o'clock. What's wrong with you?
No.
So it's the
lifestyle, mate.
it's the 29th of July today when this episode is coming out. Which means a couple of things. It's my wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I should probably get out of here. Happy
What are you
anniversary,
doing here, man?
darling. I'm going to go and sit in the dark with my friends and play a game about a junk golem that none of them like. That's what I'm going to do today. It's not true. Of course, we're recording this in advance. In reality, I am flying to Holland for a work thing today. We're celebrating later in the week. More importantly, this weekend is the release of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. That is
amazing.
It is Gen Con weekend. Yes, Pathfinder 2nd Edition is going to be in stores. By the time you hear our next episode, you'll be able to go to a shop and buy the 2nd edition of this fantastic game. And I will have my nose in a book. I might be at Boomtown, but I'll have taken all of my books with me to Boomtown to learn this game. I'll be playing it with crazy wrecked 18-year-olds with their shirts off in a field somewhere. I'll be like, hey, come play Pathfinder, and they won't know what I'm asking, and so they'll just go along with it.
They're just going to try and find a path to anywhere.
A path to anywhere. What I'm saying is, it's a pretty exciting time in the real world, and it's a pretty exciting time here in the Danger Club podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Hey, you say exciting. I feel like I've been mauled.
Are you?
I feel like I've actually been in a fight with this thing, man.
That was a slog, that fight.
Yeah, man.
Don't say was. We're not out of it
We're
yet.
literally in the midst of this.
For the love of God.
Slog.
Hey, golems are a very specific kind of creature. They have a lot of immunities. They are very tough to fight. They need to be understood and prepared for.
When specific, you mean assholes.
But at the moment, unfortunately, you are preparing for it by hitting it with everything that is immune for, which have ranged from things which I think are quite unfair on you, like it changing its immunities halfway through the fight because it changed into a swarm. That's kind of unfair. That is I don't know about unfair, but it's a tough break to have to deal with a player. I would lean to the other side that playing splashy with it was maybe not the best use of your action economy.
Splashy.
I really like you said like something that looks like a bonus. I was like, aha! I've worked out the weakness. Aha! And
have you ever tried to splash water into a furnace? I'm imagining it just turns steam before I get anywhere near it.
If it had gone like that, then we'd have known something.
Yeah.
Would have learned something.
It was worth trying, man.
I was trying!
Also, we will never be able to prepare because none of us have adamantium weapons.
Yeah, I was going to say, preparing for that would have been also impossible.
That would have been hard.
I was wondering how Dan would be able to cheat me out of the knowledge roll, but he could graciously give me. I was like, I wonder what adamantium. Sweet.
You asked for a weakness. That is its only weakness.
Yep.
only weakness is adamantium.
That's its only weakness.
I was not aware that adamantium was a part of the Pathfinder world.
It is, yes. It is a material you can have weapons made from.
Interesting.
Almost nothing gets DR against adamantium. It is incredibly good. You can have armor made of it as well.
Is it expensive?
It is.
Incredibly rare.
I accidentally gave it to a player in a campaign we played, and then they were almost immune to damage for the rest of that campaign, which was that was a difficult momentary decision where I was like, yeah, have this thing I just saw in the book. That's fine. Oh no.
You can usually hear them. You can usually hear it as well in the Pathfinder world.
You can hear it.
Yeah, it's usually going Rust monster. Junk golems are nothing to be scared of.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow. Rusty's going to try double hard to kill you now.
Yeah, he's facing up to Em and Karagor right now,
Karagor. So he's transformed back into himself after his little time as a swarm. That has allowed him to heal a little bit. It means he can't do as much damage when he's a swarm. He's a lot slower. He saw some of you trying to run away, or Velder trying to move away, so he's decided to turn back. But he has at least gotten rid of the flanking bonus. He's moved so that you are now both in front of him again. So that'll be useful for him. But before he can do anything, it is the cowering figure of Folton Battlestone. Folton, you have been shredded by the tiny pieces of metal in this whirlwind creature. That's been a nasty time for you, and you're feeling a bit funny as well. Not sure what's causing that. But you're hiding currently behind MZ, and you've just seen this horrible creature that has done so much damage reform. Do you run away? What's going to happen?
Do you run away? No. Who are the people that failed there? So it was me and
you and Shania have both failed safe so far.
Just remembering. Okay. Can I make a perception check around to see if there's anything that, like a secret door in the rubble, or have a look at where it came from?
Yeah, sure.
So you're trying to do the same thing I'm doing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Doesn't matter.
Say it, Ross.
Say it.
You see the...
It was a natural one.
Hey!
First roll of the game.
Folton, you see a door in the junk pile next to you. You open it and run through it and realize it's a door somebody threw away ages ago.
Oh, fuck's sake. All right, yeah, that's my go.
I'm afraid no good. Shania Rain.
Drink a potion, mate.
I haven't got any potions.
Can't you just get one from one of our belts or something?
Shania runs over to Folton and uses her last healing spell upon him.
Oh, good.
Last until we have a rest or something. So here you go. Here it comes. 8 points.
That's more like it.
Pretty decent.
There you
Some of the
go.
many injuries start closing up.
16 hit points now.
Feeling a little bit better. Does Philippe want to do anything?
Yeah, Philippe is going to keep wailing on the monster. He hates
Monkey
this
strikes.
thing.
All right,
Monkey
go for
strikes.
Does still no flanking bonus,
it. No.
even though there's because you cast a spell, so it's only actually me and Philippe in combat with it.
You,
Yeah.
Philippe, and M, but that's not
Three
enough.
of
You're
us.
all standing in front of it. You need to have at least one of you directly behind. You need to have a person on opposite sides of it.
Right.
And at the moment, you are basically a rank of 3 directly in front.
All right, so that is 19.
A 19 will hit.
Yeah, motherfucker! Monkey bonus. Whoop. Oh, for God's sake. 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage does not get through its DR. Philippe just keeps punching his fists into it. Philippe's knuckles are now bleeding from punching it so much. But he is still going.
He's like Cap and Ultron, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just like...
Yeah.
It's
You
amazing.
could do this all day.
I know.
That is America's giant purple ass.
Yeah.
Karagor.
So Karagor, going through his Swiss Army knife of weapons, now pulls out Morgan's Marlin, because it's vaguely magical. Let's see if this works. And steps 5 foot.
Yep. So you take a 5 step back
to be flanking.
You can't
side.
No, because you need to be. You need to be. You can't just keep saying yes and it works. Yeah. You need to be the opposite side of the creature for another one. So to do it in 5 foot steps, it is going to take you 1, 2, 3 rounds of 5. You need 3 5 foot steps to be flanking him, and you also need to be 5 feet back to use the spear.
So I'm taking the 5 foot anyway, so I can get
step
the reach
back,
thing.
and then you're out of its reach, but you can still attack.
I will do that then. I'll have to rely on one of you guys to get around the side then, so we can get the flanking bonus next turn.
All right.
It was on my mind. So.
Yeah, I knew it would be. Karagor and Em do that mentally, but they exchange a sweaty, bloody
don't
nod.
expect the monkey to try and think in those terms.
Yeah.
Philippe does not think tactically. Philippe just attacks.
For 6 seconds, we just keep nodding at each other.
All right, here we go. Make your attack.
It's a 17 to hit.
17, no good.
Fuck's sake.
You take a step back, but you quick draw the spear, but you miss when you swing it at the creature. Surprisingly quick. Velder, you are at the other side of the creature and some way back.
Yes. I'm going to try and continue to search for an entrance or something or other. Here we go.
Velder is gradually getting further away from the fight, looking around.
Just finding that old helmet. Just trying on things. Look at this.
No, that'd be 12.
A 12, no good. You don't find nothing.
What do you get Dispel Magic? Like, or have you used it?
I didn't, because it wasn't needed for the heist, which seems like 1,000 years ago. But yeah.
Do you want to make another knowledge check? Just see if you can recall anything else about the creature.
Yeah.
Dan's like, do that now.
That'll be a 17.
A 17 is not enough to get any useful information, I'm afraid. You need a 19 or above to get anything that you can use. Okay, so we are going to move on to MZ.
So can M actually hit him and then run, or can he just get around?
What are you trying to do?
Just to get to the other side of this golem, just to flank him, basically.
To move around him?
Yeah. That'd be my full action.
Because what would happen, if you took a 5 foot step to only be on his side and not behind him, then if Shania or Philippe also took a 5 foot step to be to the side or behind him,
Shania's not currently in melee. Philippe, don't count. Philippe won't move from where he is. Philippe will stand where he is and just keep fighting. He can't be commanded that specifically.
Yeah.
Because he's just an animal.
What I'm saying is basically, even if you didn't get all the way around behind him this turn, if you just got to the side and then somebody else got to the side, that would count as being in front and behind, therefore flanking.
That could work.
And you wouldn't lose your attack, because if you took your full movement to go behind him, you'd lose your attack and you get an attack of op against you. So
yeah, sure.
So you can take a 5 foot step and still attack.
Let's do a 5 foot step and swing for him. Sorry, what was you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, because obviously I'm trying to find the way out. This is Folton. That could be an option, is just to leave it and run. And you do have sight beyond sight. Like, I am the worst person to be trying to do this.
Yeah.
You could just come and find the fucking tunnel.
Could I make a perception check, then hit him, then take a 5 foot step?
I'm not going to let you search the room while you're in melee with it.
Sure.
You need to keep your eyes on him.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
It's up to you. It's up to you, because we could be here all day.
I mean, I could do this all day.
Yeah, we can all can, but it won't get any further.
No, not at all. No, I'm going to stick to the plan, because otherwise I'm leaving Karagor high and dry.
All right.
So don't leave me. 5 foot step and a swing. It's 8.
8 ain't no good.
No.
All right, that means it's its go.
Brilliant.
Looks around at its options. Okay, it's going to go first of all after MZ. 19 on the die. That's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So he hits you for, it's not much damage, 6 points of damage, and I'll take a fortitude save from you, please.
19.
19, you pass, and then he's going to take another hit at MZ. You've got his attention. Natural 20.
Get their attention.
Get their attention.
You have it. That's a natural 20. Rolling to confirm. Ooh, I'm not sure that will be. It's an 18. Does that hit you?
It does, yeah.
Oh,
That is a critical hit.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
I'm drawing a card. MZ, we heard about your...
What's your hit points?
So hang on. So I've had 6 taken off, right?
you took 6 on the last round, yep.
Even though I passed my what did the fortitude do? Sorry, I just to check on that.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay,
You passed it, but you're probably not gonna.
I'm on 10.
You're on 10.
You're literally just trying to kill me, aren't you?
I'm not. I promise.
Ever since you spoke to your man.
I promise I am not trying to kill you.
But you have.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is a slam. A slam does triple damage.
Jesus Christ.
This is.
So you have 10 hit points.
M's dead, isn't he? You've literally killed him.
Hey, I didn't do this. Oh, man, I'm so tense. So you have 10 hit points. 10 hit points will reduce you to 0. What's your Constitution score?
My con's 13.
Con is 13.
Yeah.
So minus 13 is permanently dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh God.
Here we go, team.
So we roll 3 dice. It's a 6. It's a 6.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's shot at 18. Dan, you
my
just
God.
killed MZ, son of Bemz. and
MZ,
Gemz.
son of Bemz, takes 30 points of damage
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God!
and is permanently dead.
Oh my God!
Shit.
The creature wheels around and you see its fist just boom, just smashes M into the ground, into the thing. You see the blades on the fist just goes through M's chest and just pins him into the floor. It pulls the fist back and M just lies there bleeding. What's your hit point total? We can...
My hit point total.
It's minus 20, isn't it?
Do you know what? I didn't even work it out.
If you were on 10,
Yeah.
take 30 points of damage.
Yeah, minus 20.
MZ is dead.
Fuck.
I mean, he's been dead before.
He has been dead before.
Oh,
yeah.
we never found out what happened when you were dead before.
We're
I
not
know.
finished with you yet. We've got a little bit more story, and then you're finished.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Shit, mate.
It feels like these 3 episodes, 2 and 20 minutes.
I'm really sorry for the jokes.
It's weird,
about
isn't
that.
it? You've been like...
It was
hey,
literally as soon when you talk to your man,
at the UK Games Expo
like literally
back in June.
since you spoke to him and he said you should just kill him off, M's been cursed.
Yeah, you've been rolling really badly.
Been
as well.
Rolling
Yeah,
really
man.
bad.
Jason Borman, if you're listening, you did this.
Jason Borman has killed MZ,
Shit.
No, we can't blame anyone.
Oh,
That's the
God.
game, isn't it?
son of
Yeah,
Bemz.
That is
Team, you might as well carry on.
This is our first character death.
Yeah, right. And it's, can I say, my first character death? This is.
Yeah.
I've only ever played 2 characters in Pathfinder. One I only played for about 6 games, and then MZ was the only character I created because I didn't create that character either. So Dangerlings, this is pretty real.
Okay.
Jeez.
I'm going to take a photograph of this critical card.
Dan Salt in the Wound Thompson.
3...
Hold MZ by it as well. 'cause,
Oh, no, I'm not putting. No,
That's
what
going on the
You've got to do it. He's dead.
No, Colin's just handed me his character card with Simon's really nice drawing on it.
You've
What
got
to do with it?
you got to just you
No,
got
what? Oh, mate, no.
to hold the cards together, get a photo of it.
No, I'm not taking a picture. No.
Right, come on.
I'm going to...
60.
All right, enjoy yourself.
We have to
Yeah.
we have to do
Team-
something.
I mean,
Enjoy yourselves for the rest of the episode.
yeah, Colin, I do...
My headphones are off.
No, stop it! You can't do that. Stop it! He's left. He's gone. He's gone out the building.
He's taking his
No, I'm
trousers
still
off.
here, Dangerlings, but I'm not part of the game, so I'm going to step back.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. People have been. As long as we can get your body.
I'm closing my character sheet. Is that literally off now?
No. We can resurrect you.
Just anyone who's played these games before knows how easy it is sort of, to resurrect.
If you're really rich.
Yeah.
If you're really rich and not massively on the
Mate,
run.
this
There's
junk
always
one,
a quest to do.
it's going to be made of adamantium.
Mate, there's always a quest. You can always do something to get something. And we can do something to get
We should do
him
something
back.
right now.
But
Kill this motherfucker.
We should do
we have
something
to bring
right
him back.
now.
We have to bring him back, like...
Yeah, pronto.
Nah,
Let's
it's like-
kill
it's-
this.
It's like a thing.
Kill this one.
Also, I mean, Colin's the only one who understands how the recording equipment works, so, we do need to keep this to
Nice one, Dan. Yeah. Jeez.
It's the end of the show, everyone.
I'm going to turn the computer off now. Like,
That's the end of the Danger Club.
So we go back to the top of the round. Folton, you see this happen. You see Em go down, and you just know in that moment from the blow he's taken. You've seen people die before, and you just know what you're going to do.
I'm going to avenge my friend who's just fallen down on the floor. I see MZ fall on the floor, blood trickling from him. Folton screams at this thing in absolute anger and runs towards it. That is a 17.
17 doesn't get through its armor class.
Wait, he's a new combatant as added to me, Em and Philippe. Yeah, so depending on what side he attacked him, does he get a 2+ flanking bonus?
You can flank it from there, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
So plus 2.
we take that flanking bonus, please.
It's 19.
You scream with vengeance, run towards it, round the side, and then hit it in the back. You get a +2, so that is a hit. Roll your damage.
Full damage.
17 points of damage.
17 points of damage. That is big damage. I've got to start a new line here for its hit points.
Jesus Christ.
Because it goes back up. Okay, so you run in, smash the axe into it, and it staggers sideways, bits of junk shedding from it. It is still standing, but it is completely rocked.
Shania screams, tears in her eyes, runs towards the beast with a scythe, out in front, and "Nine MZ!" and hacks at the beast with her weapon.
Avenge your friend.
Avenge. Yes, that is 19.
19 also hits.
Oh, with the flanking bonus, 21 in fact.
Still hits.
Yep. Okay.
It's weird how revenge makes people roll better. It does seem to happen.
Okay, so that's 4 points of damage.
Just 4 points doesn't
Just
get
4
through the
points of
DR.
damage. But Philippe is also obviously,
furious.
at the same time pounding on the creature. Oh god, that's not going to be enough.
Philippe always got on well with MZ.
He did, but his revenging stuff is not high enough. I don't think.
Okay.
It's 11 or something.
11 doesn't get through. Philippe just tears in his monkey eyes, just punching away, not getting through. Karagor, he's flanked, so you get your bonus and you've got sneak attack.
If I hit, Karagor, just bellows in rage, takes a sweeping with his cutlass.
Cutlass or spear? You have the spear currently equipped. Because I think the spear is a +1 to hit.
It's the masterwork round Stuart Morgan's Marlin is 1 less to hit than it is the cutlass.
Oh, okay.
However, I got the feeling I hit anyway because the target's still studied. So it's there's a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. 19 hits. Roll your damage.
Cracking. Sorry, I only because I'd roll the dice after saying cutlass, so I figured I'd be cheating if I then said spear.
No, cutlass is fine. Go ahead. And roll your sneak attack damage as well. Remember.
Yes.
Because it is flanked.
That's an 8 on the die plus another 6, making that 14 damage.
14 damage reduced by DR. It is still standing. You smash the cutlass into its chest and bits of it start to crumble and fall away as it shudders to try and retain its form. It is staggered. It is almost falling apart, but it is somehow just holding together.
Karagor's just wailing and screaming at it and smashing it. There's just sparks and ringing clangs of metal coming from within this junk cavern.
Velder.
Velder just looks aghast at the death of MC, sort of shaking his head. puts him off searching. Doesn't search this round for that, but he just fires his Ray of Frost anyway, even though he knows it's not going to do anything. Just sort of in anger. Oh, it's a good roll as well. 21.
A 21 hits it, but it has no effect whatsoever. The ray does nothing. The creature gets its go. I'm afraid, MZ, no go for you. The creature the Junk Golem takes its turn. It's going to be an attack on Philippe. That is going to be a hit. That's a 23.
23.
A 23. It deals 7 points of damage to Philippe, and I need a fortitude save from Philippe.
Okay.
It then takes a swing at Karagor. That's a 19 to hit Karagor.
That hits.
That hits. That's 8 points of damage and a fortitude save for Karagor. 14. Philippe's okay.
Fortitude save is 21.
21. Karagor's okay. So it's just lashing out in any direction it can at the moment at anyone. Folton Battlestone.
I'm gonna hit this thing. That is 21.
21 is a hit. Roll your damage.
Yes.
That is a 16.
16. Reduced by DR. And you kill the Junk Golem.
Oh
Folton, my god! You hurl yourself up the creature as it's starting to fall apart and just slam the axe into the glowing opening at the front. It shudders for a moment and then just collapses into a pile of junk, which you stand on for a while and then realize that it's not moving anymore. The creature lies just in chunks around you, and half buried underneath its form is MZ's body.
I pull MZ out of
Karagor helps. Karagor lifts the Junk Golem.
Yeah.
You pull MZ out. He is completely unresponsive.
Velder, do something. Do something, Velder.
I can't do anything. I'm not
Shania,
a healer.
have you got any last the spark of life or whatever you use?
Let me see if there's anything that I have.
Come on.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
What? No, there.
I have nothing.
There must be something.
Nothing.
Please.
I'm all out of spells. I have nothing for you.
He's my friend. Like, he can't die.
He was all of our friends.
This is true. We can't stay here. We must grab his body. We need to get out of here.
We have to go.
We have to go. We have to go.
You know, particularly powerful clerics do tend to congregate in large cities like the one that we are currently just running away from.
But
we can't. We've got the whole city after us. Everyone's going to know what we did.
none of the clerics here will help us.
We just stepped outside this.
But they'll have already shut their doors to us.
Yeah,
We're the murderers of
fucking no. The fucking
Uncle
Church
Bugden.
of Pharasma.
They wouldn't. They're not going to have anything to do with us.
They could. No.
We have everyone in the city looking for us right now, and I want to help MZ as much as anyone else. But
We need to help him. Surely, guys. He's our friend.
we could take him with us. It would slow us down, but might have a chance that way.
And go there. Wherever will you take him?
Just out. North. Might be going north.
Karagor sort of like closes his eyes for a minute, listens to all the words, and opens them again. Nods. MZ wouldn't want us running back into a city which Velder, and Karagor grits his teeth, quite rightly says, will be coming for us. It's no sense to try and get him resurrected straight away if we're all just going to die in the process. I don't know how long we've got before this window closes, but we'll have more chance on the outside of Karagor at the moment than we would on the inside.
Correct.
Velder is right.
We cannot stay here.
I wish I wasn't.
Karagor kneels at Em's body and then tries to sort of wrap it up in such a way that they can carry it. What kind of check? Would I have to do a check for that? Or
No, that's fine. You take one of your cloaks. You've got various outfits with you. So you can take a cloak which you're able to wrap him in and then bind it with rope.
I've got shards that I can...
Folton kneels by the side of Em's body and just closes his eyes with his fingers, and then whispers in his ear, "Drunk, drunk, drunk, drunk."
Oh my god.
Karagor picks up the body and sort of slings it over his shoulder. Is there a sort of like decent way we can we can't there can't be two of us carrying him because we're going to be at risk from being attacked by everything. Well, actually, which leads me on to the next thing. How deep are we inside this junk cavern?
About halfway through, towards that glowing light, towards the light that you were making your way towards.
We don't know what's on the other side. Shh. And I know, thing is, the guard, our brother, that we passed on the way, didn't necessarily know that we came in here. If we keep watch, we should probably fucking sleep.
I see what you mean, yeah. I have nothing left.
That could have been any one of us. That could have been any one of us, and we'd have gone down. And it could happen again.
Velder, how long does these like bodies last? Until it's too late.
There might be something that I can do. Dan, I believe in the spell book that I copied down, Gentle Repose was one of the spells that was
I believe it was, yes.
I believe I did pass that one. I can, tomorrow, if we sleep, I can cast Gentle Repose on him, which would make him last longer.
Yes, it will.
Then we must sleep.
But we have to, if we do sleep, we have to get out of here quick.
Yeah.
Perhaps
we should try to hide ourselves under some of the junk, pretend that we are part of the junk, you know?
Can I make a sense motive roll based on what we've experienced so far and this golem, if I can get a sneaking sense that if we just stay static here, bits of metal will just randomly start coming in to kill us when we die?
Sure. It would be...
When
Don't forget
you
that
sleep, sorry.
there are bits of metal randomly falling from the ceiling.
There are, yeah. Occasionally bits of metal are crashing down in random places.
So a sense motive and rolling whether or not it's really fucking stupid to have a kip here.
Yeah, I guess. Knowledge engineering, actually.
Knowledge
That's what I would say.
engineering,
That's your
okay.
best bet for understanding what situation you're in.
Okay, so this is straight roll. So 17.
17. This does not feel like a safe place to rest. You're not sure if there are any more of these creatures around here, but there doesn't seem to be any kind of pattern to where these bits of metal are falling. If you sleep here, there's a chance stuff might just bury you in your sleep.
We've got to head towards the light.
Karagor shakes his head and
found the
grits his
tunnel.
teeth.
If we can find the tunnel, we can rest in there.
Okay, so we look for the tunnel. Before we do this, Shania gives Folton a big hug and says, "Don't worry, it will be okay, buddy. I promise, okay? Do not lose hope."
Fulton's crying at the moment.
Okay.
Karagor takes out 2 of his healing potions, unstoppers them both, offers one to Folton, and he keeps one for himself. He nods at Folton. Drink to his health. We'll toast him.
Hey, thank you, Karagor.
Hey, look at me. It's not gone yet, lad. It's not gone yet.
Okay.
Karagor chins his potion.
All right. Drink your potions.
Is it a D8 plus
1?
D8 plus 1.
Cool.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, can we do a perception check, see if we can find the tunnel, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead and make some perception checks to have a search.
God, Jesus. 6.
17?
17.
Sorry, I hit this right. 12.
12. You're lacking the
18,
keen eyes.
I got.
And 18. Folton, of everyone. You find a couple of things as you're searching through. Your foot knocks against something as you're looking through, and you see down on the ground a human skull with a handle attached to the top of it. It looks like you lift it up and you can see that there is a light burning within the skull, shedding light out of the eyes. It's like some kind of a lantern that you kind of hold up. It seems to light the way well enough. But you're also, as you're looking at it, you look up and you see, half buried under some rubble, you see a tunnel leading out of the cavern. And you can see cracks of light coming through it. And now you're close to it, you realise that it is daylight.
I relay this to the rest of the group.
Then this way, we must go this way, yeah?
Yes.
Have you got Karagor? You've got MZ, have you?
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so, yes, this way, let's go.
Does carrying his body put me at a disadvantage of fighting while?
Yeah, you won't be able to. You'll have to put it down before you're able to fight effectively. You're effectively encumbered currently. But you are able to carry it by yourself. But it's kind of all you can do, like carrying a person.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe I should do the carrying because I am not the fighty one, but I could carry him easily.
Well, we should be able to rest in this tunnel. So the original idea, but as long as we get out of this cavern is dangerous, but the tunnel will be better.
Right. Aye.
Okay, let's go.
Aye.
You turn and make your way towards it. Philippe sort of sits in the water and looks down at where the fight took place. Looks up at the body and the shards you're carrying it, and then just looks down. Goes, and then falls into step behind the rest of you, and makes your way. As you make your way to the tunnel, you push the junk aside and find a hole in the side of the rock that you're able to scramble through. And indeed, you're soon hit by the light of the morning sun as you step out. And realise you're in a cave on the side of the cliff face, about halfway down the cliffs of Karagor. On the edge of it, looking through it down, you can see a narrow, sort of like a goat path that heads down the side of the mountain, down the side, sort of the remaining 500 feet. Down the side of the mountain to the valley floor below, where you can see the river that you all arrived in together. So what seems like so long ago. Would you like to rest up here?
Yes.
All right. You bed down for the moment. You sort of solemnly lay Em down. Maybe build a little fire or however you want to stay. It's not that cold.
How much space have we got?
It's a big cave, so you've got enough space to kind of spread out a little bit and rest properly, even though you're resting on bare stone. But you're able to rest for a good 8 hours.
I'll take the first watch.
I'll take second.
I will take the third.
Okay.
I'll take the last.
You all take a watch, and just little things just creep in, like the fact that you go to wake up the next person and then realise that you need to stay on watch for a bit longer now because you don't have a fifth member who can stay, who's going to take that last shift. Just little things like that bring it back to you, and you just kind of sit, whoever's on watch, just at the entrance to the cave, just looking out over the valley below, or looking out over the ground far below, looking back along the winding river, thinking back to the trip on the boat, thinking back to your time in Ilsurian, and the things there, the stopping the crime boss, putting Lily-Fen to rest, things that you've been through with them. And as each of your watch ends, you wake up the next person who just kind of wordlessly goes and takes up their place, staring out, until finally, after about midday, you're all rested enough that you're able to get up and prepare any spells that you need to, and think about how you're going to eventually make your way down this mountain and away from this city that's been your home for so long now. What would we like to do? Surviving Danger Club.
I will prepare some spells, if that's all right.
Very good.
Karagor just stands at the mouth of the cave, looks down, and tries to plot that route down. He also, he's aware from his time in Bugden that standing on the side of a cliff face tends to attract aerial predators, so he keeps an eye on the skies as well.
Okay.
Can I make a knowledge something check to ascertain what we're most likely to be trying to be picked off by when we come down this face?
Knowledge nature.
Nope, 6.
6. You're not sure what predators hunt these cliffs.
But it's probably something though, lads, so let's keep an eye out.
All right. Anyone else want to make any preparations?
Folton,
You're going to be communing and
Yeah,
preparing my
you got your spells ready.
just quietly to just Folton, Karagor says, Do you want to carry him?
Hey, this was my fault. I should have protected him. I should have stood in front of him instead This was all my fault.
No, this was no one's fault, okay? This was a particularly nasty character, okay? No one could have predicted how this monster moved. The way that it came at us. We were taken by surprise. It's not on you, okay?
Should have been there for him.
Well, maybe we all should have. But there's nothing we can do now. We must try to find who we can, to see if we can bring him back, okay? And we will do this.
Hey.
This should help, don't worry. And I cast Gentle Repose on the body of MZ. It says there's a will save. I presume that's his.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's fine. So you are now preserved for 3 days. As
body.
he is, so he won't start decaying for 3 days.
So he stays looking as he is.
At which point you could potentially even cast it again.
Yeah, can you keep doing it?
That's up to...
Yes, you can.
I can.
You can update it at the end of every duration.
Okay.
We will be carrying a corpse, so we kind of need to get this sorted.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to read the spell description or we need to read it a bit later, but I don't believe it extends the amount of time you have to... it'll help with spells where you need the body. Does it say that it extends the amount of time you can re-rest?
Well, yes, it says you preserve the remains of a dead creature so that they do not decay. Doing so effectively extends the time limit on raising that creature from the dead. Now,
nice.
By that, it sounds like that's not talking about zombies, that's talking about anything.
Yeah.
Days spent under the influence of this spell don't count against the time limit. Additionally, the spell makes transporting a slain, and thus decaying comrade, less unpleasant. The spell also works on severed body parts and the like.
Okay, there you go.
Folton, listen, I've been in scrapes before and I've lost people before. I've seen some weird shit. Strategically and tactically and also just physically where everybody was. I'd have to have an eye patch over both my eyes to say that was your fault. And you're probably going to do some of that right now. You're probably going to do some self-blaming. I'm going to let you go through all that, mate, but it's not necessary, and it'll hurt you in the long run. But do what you need to do now, alright? But that wasn't your fault.
Karagor picks up Em's body, sort of adjusts it so it sort of straps onto his back, C-3PO style, I guess.
Chop his arms and legs off, bundle it up into a backpack.
And then stands at the foot of the cave looking back at the rest of the Danger Club, sort of, I guess, silhouetted by the light that's coming into the cave. Well, shall we? I'll tell you what we're going to do, lads. We're going to get down there. We're going to find someone who can help. They will help. And then we'll be back, right as rain, complaining about, you lot and getting us out of arguments, like he always did.
Aye, and talking with that rhythmical way that he talks with the rhymes, I liked it.
Yeah, he's got that way of adding sort of like, you could say like a throat beat to some of his words.
Aye.
I know, I'll talk about it in the present tense because he's not gone. Not by a long shot. Not yet. Do you hear me, Danger Club?
Yeah.
Aye.
He's not gone.
Of course.
Aye.
So,
We find a way.
let's go.
All right. So you begin the descent down the side of the cliff. The path is narrow and precarious, but you have a new sense of purpose about you. And with Em's body securely fastened, you make your way down. It takes you several hours. Fortunately, every now and then there is a slightly wider ledge where you're able to stop and just take a little rest, take on a bit of water, and just carry on down the long slog. A lot of us have climbed mountains together. The coming down part is horrible, and that is what this is like. It is very steep, and it takes about 4 hours to get all the way down. All the way down the side of it. However, eventually, finally, you make your way. You touch down on the bare earth at the base of the cliff, and you walk away. Looking back up, you can see the great city of Karagor 1,000 feet above you. Just stare at the faces carved into the cliff face that seem to just stare down at you. And as you look up at it, a couple of drops of rain begin to fall, and then several more. There's a rumble of thunder somewhere in the distance, and then the heavens open and rain just starts pouring down on you. What you like to do? You can just about see the river that you followed. The the docks that you use to arrive are a bit of a walk back along the cliffs. There might be boats there, but obviously you will be. There are dusk wardens and there are people there, so you will definitely be seen if you go that way. Your other options, you could strike out overland, follow the river, and head south. The thing is, you don't really have a target at the moment. You aren't really sure where you're going. Maybe it's time to sit down and have a recap about what the plan is, about what you've been doing, why you've been doing it, where you go next. What's the thinking here?
Yeah, that's good. To do that, we need to find probably a little bit of shelter from the rain. Is there like an overhang or something?
Yeah, you
like
can
that?
find a rocky overhang and are able to kind of pitch up. And again, it's about time to have some have some lunch. So you sit down to have some food, take your packs off, and start having a think about where you're at.
Right.
Did you say we're still up high? Did you
No,
say so?
you're on the floor now. You've reached the bottom of the
Okay.
cliff face.
Okay, so we're just on that.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So,
We should. Well, we did all that stuff in Uncle Gooden's, and Velder took all those papers. Maybe we should have a look at all those papers.
Yeah, because we found out nothing about Freya. So that was the whole reason we went in there. We found we got no information.
We know that she's somehow tied to this living god, which he said.
It's true.
But we don't know how, so we could look through the papers. I think, irrespective of that, either way, no matter what's in the papers, we have to go by either a big city, or if anybody knows of some kind of druid conclave out in the woods, they're the only two things I can imagine off my not that educated head that could resurrect MZ.
Do we have to make a knowledge local?
Knowledge geography.
I can make a knowledge geography check
to know where the nearest big city would be.
20.
20. The nearest large city to here is Yanderhof, which is a dwarven sky citadel. It is a dwarven city. You reckon it is a fair journey to the south, but if you were to follow the river, you should just about be able to make it. It is going to be. It's probably going to be about, if you're going cross country. It's about 7 or 8 days walk to get to Yanderhof. If you could find somewhere to get horses along the way, obviously it would be a lot quicker. But that is what you're facing to get to the next city.
Yanderhof.
So did you say that it does prevent him out of this count?
Yes, it does pause his death count effectively.
Okay.
as long as Velder can keep up the general repose every 3 days, then we can indefinitely suspend the MZ's animation.
Yanderhof is the closest city. Folton, presumably you know about dwarven cities. Do they have
I've
anything?
never been there, but I could.
Do dwarves normally have temples to various deities? I don't know a great deal about dwarven cities.
Most humanoid races have temples to various
We have,
deities. It's like
we need quite an advanced cleric.
We have followers of Torag, and knowledge.
Torag is the main.
Yeah.
That would be the main thing you would find temples for in a dwarven city.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've never been to a dwarven sky citadel before,
neither.
but I can't imagine that I'm that welcome there. I don't know how.
If you're with me, they
are.
wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Sure, but they might raise an eyebrow. And raising an eyebrow with a dwarf is like swearing a grudge for life, isn't it? No offense.
Do I have to make a knowledge religion to find out if Torag, if followers of Torag can resurrect? Because is it like any religion can resurrect?
Knowledge religion, you would need to know that because it's not your field of study.
Is there any way that I can sort of, obviously, I'm a follower of Pharasma, and a druid. Is there a role I can make to see if I know of sort of any covens of druids in the area that might be able to help us?
You can go ahead and make a knowledge nature check to know whether or not there are any druids in this part of the world.
Okie dokies, I'll give it a go. I don't think I know anyone.
You've got no idea. You've not been to this part of the world before.
Check the green pages.
All right.
So if I haven't
It
got...
was 10. 10.
You can make it untrained, but the most you can get is 10, which isn't going to be enough to know. Unfortunately, religion is not Folton's strong suit.
If we're safe here for a short time, how long do you reckon it would take me to look through those papers?
Not very long.
Couple of hours.
There's not loads of them. You don't even know what's on them at the moment. So you know until you've seen them.
If we've got a little chance, I'll have a look at these papers and see what I can learn.
I think we should head to Yanderhof. At least, well, that's the biggest city, and it's the only luck we're going to have trying to get some answers as to whether we can bring Em back or not.
True, but if we've got an hour, I'll have a look at the papers.
No, yeah.
At least that can inform, because there might be another city that's a slightly longer march north that we need to go see. Yanderhof is south. So if we have to go another direction, it is quite a long way out of our... it's going to be dangerous travelling wherever, gentlemen.
Aye. Also, we're not beholden to anybody right now.
No?
Do you know what I mean? Karagor realised he said that in the exact same cadence as MZ did, say those very words quite often. So we're done with the carnival. We helped them. We came to Karagor. We dropped off. We did the Golem exchange. We got involved with the ossuary in Freya. And we've done all that. We got out. We exposed... Well, no, we killed Uncle Gooden. He's yet to be exposed yet. But there's nothing else pressing apart from MZ that we've got to do. What do you want to do, lads?
I want to get Em back.
Aye, short term.
And then... I don't know.
Freya. I want Freya.
Well, there's something about that nameless god.
Living god
or whatever, yeah.
Unless anyone really wants to try it on their own, gentlemen, we're criminals, and we're on the run.
Hey, we're criminals in one place. Now, cities are big places, and they're powerful internally, but beyond the bounds of that city...
Do you honestly think... you saw that bloat mage, and you heard what he said. This goes far, far deeper, and those people are going to want to fight us. They're going to want to kill us.
Only if there's a connection to this living god. There's nothing inside of Karagor that don't have some kind of a broad police force. It's not like...
No, but criminal connections, and...
I'm more worried about...
It's no problem at all to put a bounty out on us for anywhere across the country.
I'm more worried about what his connection to the living god is. Have you got anything within them papers?
Well, if we've got a chance to stop here and rest, I can read.
Can we do like an hour
okay.
fast forward?
You get the papers out finally, and you have a look. So a lot of them, frustratingly, seem to have been ruined by the water when you fell into the lake. A lot of them have gotten sodden. Looking at them, they look to be. Some of them look to be accounts. Some of them look to be maybe orders. But they're illegible now. So if they would have explained anything about Uncle Gooden's business, they're not useful anymore. There are a couple that have survived the water and are still legible. One of them is a scroll, which appears to be magical. I'm not sure what it does just yet. Make an Arcana check just to have a look and see if you know what it does.
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, it's good. 22.
Cool. It seems to be some kind of a scroll of recall. So it appears to be tied to an item or a person or something. Casting the scroll will recall that thing to the location of the scroll. Unfortunately, there is no way from examining it to know what the thing that it will recall is. The other thing that you find is a letter. Which you can tell by the smudged ink at the bottom of it was recently penned. It looks like it was probably being written when you entered the upper level. And I have it here.
Shall I read it?
It'd be terrible podcasting if you didn't.
That's an interesting letter. Yeah. Master, my apologies for the delay in dispatching this message. There is a social event being held in the tower this week, and I dare not risk dispatching missives while there are outsiders in the lower levels. Events in Karagor continue to proceed as expected. With the latest catch, the orcs are finally satisfied and we have sent their fragment. I am confident that Grask Uldeth does not know what it is, else he would not have sold it for so low a price as a few runaways. I have dispatched it to Tamran with the Axeborn girl. It is too far for magical transportation, but I was able to send her as far as Yanderhof, and she should be able to take the pass through Bloodsworn Vale from there. Please see to it that a faith barge is waiting for her at Skelt. I remain your loyal servant, Uncle. Seems like Yanderhof.
Fragment.
Aye.
Do you know that person who, in that letter?
Aye, Graskuldeth.
Aye.
The man that me and the Earwigs were tasked with trying to kill, which is the whole reason why we had to flee Belton. The man who indefinitely and indirectly sent Pines. The man who basically reached out his massive, gnarlish hand and tried to kill Travis and Iker along with the rest of us. That's who Graskuldeth is. He's the most powerful man in all of Belton. And he's got a fragment of something. And he's been dealing with Uncle Gooden.
Well,
and who's this other person headed to Yanderhof?
But I don't believe the letter does say that, because Graskuldeth has given away his fragment for a few runaways.
He exchanged it for us. He exchanged it for the Earwigs. That was what Pines said something about. He keeps an eye on the Caermarga area. So he was based in Caermarga. So therefore, if he was the bounty hunter that got picked at that time to be triggered to come get us or whatever, Grass got his fragment in return for. Oh, it's the other way around, isn't it?
So your old boss, is it? Or this person you were tasked to kill?
Oh, no, I never worked for him.
So this person that you were tasked to kill has given up a bit of fragment or whatever that is to this person who's gone to Yanderhof.
The Axeborn girl.
The Axeborn girl, Freya.
Freya.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we need to go to Yanderhof.
Where was the ultimate place that she was going? Where was the ultimate place?
The ultimate place is Tamran.
Tamran. This is where we must go.
Well, yeah, I agree, but you see, the journey's laid out in the letter. Yanderhof, then the pass through Bloodsworn Vale, and then taking a faith barge from Skelt, and that should take it to Tamran. I suggest we should follow exactly her path.
I don't have knowledge local. Can I make an intelligence check in terms of if I've ever heard of Skelt?
Knowledge geography to know about Skelt, so you're probably not the person to know about it.
You could always ask me.
Have you ever heard of Skelt?
Skelt. 15?
Skelt's in the Mindspin Mountains. It's built on a huge bluff. It's an easily defensible city, but it is connected by a river to various places.
It's a bit of a transport hub, fortress built on a bluff in the Mindspin Mountains.
Velder.
Yes.
Uldeth sent his fragment to Uncle. Or we're assuming he sent it to someone else. I'm assuming that's Uncle because he says, I am confident that he doesn't know what else sold it. Sold it to someone in return for us who were in the Caermarga area, apparently.
No. I suggest from the letter that Graskuldeth had one, and he sold it to
Uncle, exactly.
Who was dispatched to Tamran with Freya.
Did we get whatever that fragment is?
Well,
from Uncle when we killed him.
No, because he's writing in the past tense. I have dispatched it to Tamran. It's already gone. However, I mean, I do have the scroll of recall that would recall a specific object.
Literally the next thing I was about to say.
I mean,
should we do
this could be anything.
Hey,
this could be anything.
And if it is something bad, we'll fucking kill it.
I say we recall it.
I'd get my axe out.
Yeah, Karagor draws both cutlasses and stands to the side.
All right.
This is the thing to do.
You cast the scroll, weapons drawn, a little glowing light appears in the air and then opens out, and there's a sudden jingling, and loads of coins and gems and rolled up scrolls come tumbling out and land on the floor at your feet.
God.
You find, lying at your feet, quite a bit of treasure.
This can help with the resurrection.
But only needs to be split 4 ways now, so you know. All right.
He's still in the room, guys.
Right, who wants to be treasurer? Someone grab a pen.
Fine.
All right. So you find, I suggest you divide this up later or keep it in one lot. So you find 1,400 gold worth of gems, and then you find the following potions, wands, and various things. We will assume that Velder is able to identify all of them. Mm-hmm. You find 2 potions of guidance, 1 potion of invigorate, 1 potion of virtue, a scroll of dimension door. Ooh. A scroll of charm animal, a scroll of hypnotism, and a wand of aspect of the falcon. I'll tell you straight away, the wand can be used by Shania, as can the scroll of charm animal. The scroll of dimension door and the scroll of hypnotism are Velder ones. So there is the list of the bits that you find. You also find 1,000 gold pieces. So it all just comes raining out of this. You get the feeling this was like an extra dimensional pocket bank where Bugden kept some of his valuables. The scroll then just turns inert after you've gathered all those things up. So you've got a pretty good haul, but unfortunately no fragment.
We need to go to Yanderhof.
Yes, seems that way.
Or we could use that dimension jump and get ahead of her.
Now,
it doesn't work on that range. It's a short range spell.
It's a short range spell. I'm not sure about the number of people that can be used. I'd have to study the scroll first.
Okay. So you, with a direction set, you pick up Em's body and you begin walking away from Karagor as it stands. And as it stands over you, we fade away from Karagor. We won't go around the world a little. Back in Ilsurian, we see Travis still queasy from the teleportation spell of Venlock the Scourge. He's sitting on the edge of his bed. He has a full beard now, and he looks a lot tireder than he was. He's looking at his top hat that he wears, looking at the bullet hole clean through it that nearly took his life. He sighs, puts it on, and looks out of the cart at where you can see Ica. Ica is stood practicing with a crossbow. She's firing bolts from the crossbow into a barrel. She stops as she's reloading and looks down, and on the barrel next to her is the dress that was bought for her. It is still unwrapped. She looks at it for a moment as if trying to remember something, and then reloads the crossbow, waves a hand, and an image of one of the half-orcs from the tavern appears in front of the barrel. She raises the crossbow and fires a crossbow bolt straight into the illusion, and it dissipates. We're now back in Karagor. We're in a seedy-looking tavern in the Bottoms district. Zola Dubois is sitting at a table wearing an extravagant ball gown, like red carpet at the Oscars fancy. It's totally at odds with the rest of the surroundings on it. On her finger is the signet ring of the Dubois family that she took from her brother's body. She's playing cards with a couple of men. The men she's playing with are yelling at each other over something, and 2 of them suddenly come to blows and fall on the ground, thrashing at each other. Zola fans herself with mock drama as she looks at them, and then sweeps all the money from the table into her bag, turns and walks out of the bar. We are now in the Godsmith ossuary. It's dark. The High Priest of Pharasma, High Priestess of Pharasma, is walking in with a torch, flanked by several of her acolytes looking around. She raises a piece of paper to her eyes and looks at it, and then looks puzzled, turns it upside down, looks at it again, turns it the other way up, and then shakes her head in confusion. A couple of acolytes come running towards her, and she looks up, and in the darkness we just hear the phrase, "Bitches!" She turns and runs. We're now in a dark alleyway, looking down on Christoph Wren, the old blind rat. A fist smashes him across the face as he falls to the ground, spitting out blood. A huge man wearing a guard's uniform is standing over him, wielding up for another swing. Just as he does, an enormous shadow is cast against the wall behind him. As the shadow approaches, it gets smaller and smaller. Christoph looks up at him and smiles, and we hear the sound of a pistol being cocked. Dark Michael is sitting in bed, settling in for the night. He's wearing a nightcap. He has a sign saying "Sweet Dreams" hanging on the wall above him. He rolls over to the person sharing the bed with him. It's a zombie with a picture of Velder's face nailed to its own. He strokes his cheek affectionately and then reaches over and blows out the light. We're in a grove somewhere, perhaps in West Varisia. A creature made of wood, about 10 feet tall, with a stag's skull for a head, is standing amongst some trees. It walks slowly over to a willow tree where there seem to be lots of will-o-wisps hanging, each one glowing. It stops for a moment and looks up at the sky, and then turns and holds one hand up to one of the will-o-wisps, waves it, and the will-o-wisp goes dark. Finally, we're somewhere far away from here in a forested mountain pass. A wagon train is rumbling along below us. A shadow passes over it, and we hear the beating of enormous wings, but whatever the creature is, pays the wagon no mind. We zoom in on one wagon in particular, and we see a group of travellers huddled together, hoods pulled up tight. We zoom in one more, and we see one of them sitting amongst them, clutching a bag close. The wind causes the figure's robe to shift, and beneath it we catch the glimpse of an elaborate leg brace. The figure pulls her cloak closed again, and we watch as the wagon train containing Freya Axeborn trundles slowly away into the distance. With that, we return to the valley. The rain pours down, and we see the surviving members of the Danger Club carrying the body of MZ wrapped in a shroud as the city of Kermaga looks at them go. And that's where we leave it for tonight. We have left Kermaga, everybody.
Ooh. Crikey.
Well, that one got heavy.
Yeah.
Oh my
did.
goodness.
Flipping heck, man.
The very last
That's what I did
fight.
when I died. I left. I was like...
Just take a check. Can we just get a time check where we are? Because I've sort of lost track.
40 minutes.
40
So
minutes.
we've got-
Cool. We got a while. That's fine. Thank you. All right. So we... not to just use you as a speaking clock while we're... okay, so you...
Do you ever wonder when Spider-Man goes to the bathroom if the toilet paper sticks to his fingers?
You ever wonder why Superman wears his underwear outside of his pants?
My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we're your hosts for the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we sometimes try to attempt to answer these questions.
This is a full spoiler podcast, and we swear a lot.
Check it out for awesome geek news, interviews, and comic book reviews. Visit jockandnerd.com. We are your superhero TV, movies, and comic book culture curators.
Boom.
jockandnerd.com. Jock and Nerd.